G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We're into a new season, so I've done absolutely no battles, and it should be interesting to see what I get. So we've got the Summer Cup. So we've got fire, electric, water, normal, grass, and bug types. So let's see what our options are. So this was my Catch Cup team, which is a league that I absolutely loathe, just because who wants to waste resource on things that aren't, well, are only going to be used for one tiny little competition. So I like Diggersby. What else are we going to go with? Let's see what else we go with. Do we go with the Talonflame or not? I do. I do think there's going to be a lot of. So I think I'm going to go with what is going to be this team's weakness. So Talonflame and Galvantula are both very, very glassy. So I think I'll change that up to a Pidgeot. And then we'll see what they want to do. So I imagine a safe swap for people is, well, do I want Pidgeot on the lead? I think I'm going to go with Galvantula on the lead. Let's just see how this team goes. I do think being my first set in the new league, yeah, we're going to get some variety, I imagine. So let's see, I'm already rank 3. Okay. Done a few more battles than me, clearly. So this one is sort of okay for us. Let's see what they want to do. Seems to have a little bit of lag there. Razor Leaf is good for me because obviously it's not going to do too much damage, and it's also not going to charge energy very quickly for them, and they've just let it go. That's brutal. Out comes Licky Tongue. So I'm just thinking, what do I want to do with the Licky Tongue there? So this one they will shield, which is fine. And can I get there? No. So I think what I'm going to do here is come in with the Diggersby, and I do think that my Pidgeot is going to have some very nice play in the back. So I'm going to look to farm this down. So not going to be able to do it, so I'm just going to come in with my Pidgeot and farm down, get a little bit of extra energy head start there, and we'll see what comes out. So out comes, okay, interesting. Out comes their Moltres, so I'm just going to Feather Dance, see if I can grab that last shield, and I'm able to do so. So this is now 100% going to be GG's. I'm going to shield this one up, there's no reason not to. Overheat, it will be doing huge amounts of damage, and there it is. So overheat coming through. So I'm just going to go into the next Feather Dance here. Obviously Feather Dance just does no damage, but I do want to yeah, keep some energy here. So I'm not going to shield this up, I'm going to let it go. I know they've got, if they throw another overheat, it yeah, it is going to KO me, but that's fine. I'll just be able to store up some extra energy and then throw the Fire Punch as soon as the Grovel, was it, comes out, whatever it is, and that'll be game over. So not the best team, to be honest. Got some pretty unique picks. I mean, I don't actually know, that might be an absolutely amazing team and I just got very, very lucky, but I don't think it's a great team, to be honest. So Happy Days gets a win on the board. So my Garvantula had play against their entire team. It probably would have been better off coming out with the Moltres, although Moltres being a bit more glassy might not have been able to last as long. So we've got Raichu on the lead. So for this one, oh wow, they've going straight for the old Charm Raichu. That's not great for me, but then it does mean that I will be. Oh wow, they just let it go. Okay. A little bit of lag there, and see what I might do here is actually shield this up and see if I can farm them down. So Thunder Punch coming through, not going to do too much damage. They shouldn't be able to get to a second one. If I don't lag, would be real nice. See what comes out. So what have they brought out? Something electric, so then hence why I'm throwing out my lunge here, and oh, that does a lot of damage, but that's fine. Going to be able to get to a second lunge, and are they going to be able to... They've got to shield something, surely. Let's see if this is it. No, 2 shields in the back for their Pidgeot. So it works out nicely for me. I'm just going to go... It's an aerial ace coming through, so it doesn't do too much damage. That works out nicely. They're going to have to shield this up. I imagine. Got to use a shield at some point, yeah, so shield there, that's fine. Let's see if we can catch something. So I'm not going to shield here, obviously. Just going to let this go. And I probably should have just thrown my second Feather Dance. Yeah, I should have just thrown the Feather Dance and then got out of there. But that's fine. I'm going to need to keep a shield here. And yeah, so this is going to be enough to say good game. They're not going to be able to do enough damage here to KO me, so I'm going to take the win. Aerial Ace just doesn't do enough damage. I'll be able to get to Fire Punches before they're able to get to their... well, assuming they've got... Yeah, I don't know what they've got. At this point, they've got to be saying, yeah... So are they going to shield or just let this go because they know it is GG's at this point? Let's see. Yeah, letting it go. So happy days. Had energy on the Pidgeot in the back as well, so that was going to be a solid victory there. So double electric and flyer. So interesting. So double electric, good for my Diggersby, but obviously that flyer in the back. So what have we got? Okay. This is a very interesting choice. So we've got the Swampert, and I think what I'm going to go with here is, oh, so they've shielded up, which works for me. I think no, I'll shield up the first one, and it's just a surf, so this is, can I get there before they get to another one? No, I can't, that's unfortunate. I will let this one go. I'm obviously not going to use both shields for it. And surf coming through is not going to do too much damage. Let's just go straight Feather Dance here. I suspect that they'll let this go. If they don't, it sort of tells me exactly the level I'm playing at. But there we go. So able to get the Feather Dance off, and that's going to be doing enough to minimise this damage from Surf. It still does do a bit of a chunk of damage. Unknown why they're swapping into a bug type against me. So I'm just going to swap into my Diggersby here, and we'll see if they've got a poison move or, yeah, so psychic coming through, but not going to do too much damage, so absolutely fine with that. Going to want to over farm a little bit of energy there, and then suspect that the Swampert will come back in. Oh, so they're going to shield it up, okay. So I will let this go as well, and then I'm going to have enough energy to throw an Earthquake on the Swampert when it comes back in. I may just let the Swampert throw its energy first. Let's see what comes back in. And Swampert came in. I didn't actually realise quite how little health it had. Fire Punch would have been enough to take this thing out. So let's go with the Fire Punch here. We'll be doing a reasonable chunk of damage. And then we'll swap back into a Galvantula, and that will be good game. So can't imagine ominous wind coming through, so we'll be doing too much damage anyway, and I won't be actually getting to the charge move because I'll be fast move farming it down. Again, not a great team, and as you'd expect from early stages in the league, I do imagine that my next set of battles are probably going to be a whole lot more meta Pokemon. Likely to find at least one meta team within this group. So 1 out of 5 is normally 1 or 2 meta teams you'll find in your first set, but we'll see what we get. So not a meta pick, but still not good for me. So we'll swap that out and see what they want to come in with. So being a Heatmore and them deciding not to swap out, I'm going to assume that they're going to be shielding everything, so I will just throw the Fire Punch to start with. So able to draw the shield there. The question is, will they throw back to back? Flamethrower coming through is going to do a bit of damage, so that's not the best, but absolutely fine. Throw the next Fire Punch. We'll see if we grab that shield. If not, then oof, okay, so not quite as good, but that's fine. So going to throw another Fire Punch here, and we may actually be able to farm this down if they decide to not throw energy. See how we go. So going to be close here, and so do I want to win switch? Not really. I'll let it go. I think having the shield advantage in this instance is going to be better for me. Going to let my countdown clock go, and then I'm actually going to come in with the Pidgeot and see what they want to do. So we'll see what comes out. Get a little bit of extra farm from the Pidgeot, and then what comes in. So the Grass and Psychic, so unsure why you would choose the Grass type to come in against a Flyer, but that's fine. Again, we're in our first set, so I am actually going to shield this up. See what comes through. So Psychic coming through, which is absolutely fine with me. And the question here is, can I farm this down before it gets to another move? I absolutely can. So I'm actually going to throw a Feather Dance here. Should have just probably thrown the, didn't actually look to see what a CP was. It is, oof, okay, so they've got defense drop. I'm going to be throwing the Brave Bird, and then I'll swap out of there. It's well and truly GG's at this point, and okay, so I didn't actually realise it would take it out. I know Vaporeon is a thick Pokemon, so going to, didn't think it was actually going to KO from that range, but that's absolutely fine. And jumping into the next battle. Again, my team might seem absolutely amazing, but I'm not versing the meta. So I think Okay, so this is pretty much game over now because it's double super effective. I should be able to take this thing out. So I'm just going to go straight for the lunge here, and then gonna jump into my Pidgeot and look to farm this all the way down. So no shield required here. So I don't know if Swanna is a good choice or a horrible choice. So going to be throwing the Feather Dancers here, and this is GG. So I've got a lineup that completely walls their team, and out comes Zeb Striker. So it's I'm going to shield this up. Discharge coming through. I know that I don't really need to, but I just want to. Hopefully I'll get rid of their second shield here. We'll see. No, I'm going to let it go. I was hoping to grab that shield, but okay. So they're going to have to throw if they want to stop me getting to a charge move, and they clearly do. And then I'll be able to come in with the Diggersby here, and at this point they should just be saying this is a good game, and I should be able to farm this down without them actually getting to a charge move, just because double super effective is absolutely brutal. Going to be throwing the lunge here, and if they don't shield this up, it's going to do massive damage. They do shield it up, it does mean that they've attack obviously is down, no shield required. Coming with the Diggersby and farm down, so unfortunately not quite able to, didn't quite knock me out, but that's fine. So could just throw the flame fire punch and get the win, but yeah. Let's see what they want to do. I do think they stopped tapping there. Maybe they've left the game already, but wanted to get to the Earthquake to get the KO, and that is GG's. My next set of 5 will probably be much more difficult because I won 5 of 5 this first set, and usually when that happens, you get ranked up with other people who won 5 of 5 from their... oh, this thing is jumping all over the place. Unfortunately, only got the great throw. Did manage to catch it. Do we get any XL candy? We do. Well, of course we do. It's evolved, so you're going to get XL candy. What is its stats? Terrible. So, disappearing straight away. So that will take me to rank 2, and my next set of battles will probably be a bit more challenging, but should be a bit more interesting too because of it. So that's sort of it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.